we're friendly, can't I use like 반말? No, you can't. It's very amazing because it's such a different culture. 안녕하세요. 저는 유나이라고 합니다. 한국에서 거의 1년 됐어요. So today I'm gonna talk about manners, how Koreans act towards other people, elders and stuff like that. So I think in Israel, like there is manners, but it's kind of not that high like in Korea, because like in Korea they also have this system of like 반말 and 존댓말, like you need to speak for people who are older than you or higher in position than you in like 존댓말. But in Israel, there is respect to a person who is in higher position or older, but it doesn't mean like we are gonna treat them like you're very high up, so I should treat you better. No, it's more like kinda same, like we're kinda on the same page. Where in Korea, they really care about that. Like if you're older, then you're gonna speak to me in like in 존댓말 or in like with the yo, like that. So yeah, that's the difference. So first difference is kinda 존댓말. In Israel, even if you have a boss, it wasn't like he was in a different place and I'm here. Like it wasn't like positions a lot. We talked a lot. Like we laughed about stuff. It was like boss, but like very friendly kinda. And in Korea, what I see is more like if you have a boss, so he's kinda like very high position and you need to be very careful how you treat them, and you can't treat them casually unless you like know them for like a really long time. So that's kind of the difference. I think in Israel we are more casual, and in Korea more expecting to respect, like that. 사실 저도 존댓말 잘 못해요. There's the 입니다, and I'm not sure where to add that, and I always like, it's really hard because sometimes I'm not sure like, oh, what should I use? Like, do I use here like kinda 입니다? Do I use here like the yo? Do I use like the 반말? Like if we're like same age or they're younger than me, then I know it's like 반말 is okay. But like older than me, I don't really know. Like I'm like, we're friendly, can't I use like 반말? No, you can't. So like it's a little bit like weird for me because I'm not used to, because if you're my friend then you're my friend. Like I don't think there's a reason to speak like in a language difference. Yeah, that's my thought about that. There is, because I can understand it from the people. If someone comes to me and talks to me like in 존댓말, because like I'm older than them, then yeah, I'm like, yeah. Like it gives kind of satisfaction, I think, because especially like for example if you're the boss and someone like talks to you in a very respectful way, so I think it's kind of like a good feeling, like, oh yes, like I did a lot of stuff and now like people appreciate me and like they talk to me very respectfully. So that's the good thing, I think. So second thing is the seats. Like in Korea, they have like designated seats for the elderly, and usually people that are not old, they don't sit there. In Israel, we have the same thing, but usually everyone sits there. It's kind of different. Like when I'm in Israel, I also like I sit in the elderly. If like an elder person comes, then I will stand up. But in Korea, from what I see, it's more like even if there's no old person, usually no one is gonna sit there. It's kind of mutual respect, I think. In Israel, we just like kinda, it's not that we don't respect, it's just we don't pay much attention for it, because we know, okay, so if someone is gonna come, then I'm gonna stand up. But in Korea it's more like, okay, we need to respect because this seat is designated to someone, so we're not gonna sit there. Like that's the difference. Like usually, even if there's a lot of people, from the times that I went like on buses like 10 times until now, so I don't know. But like usually the people didn't sit in the old people area, like that. Or like if I sat one time in the old people area and I saw that old person was coming, so I would like automatically stand. Like, because it's embarrassing if someone like tells you, can you please move? So it's better like to stand before, that's what I think. So yeah, I didn't see it a lot. 있어요. Like sometimes, I know I went with my grandma. Sometimes she would just go and be like, can you please stand up? Like, I'm old, you're not. Please stand up so I can sit, like that. She would say that sometimes. Yes. It's very amazing because it's such a different culture. Like Koreans, I think they care more. Israel's, it's not like they don't care, it's just they don't see those stuff. It's like a very different culture. So yeah. The third thing is like how you receive stuff from elders. In Israel, it's just like, okay, thank you, like that. But in Korea, it looks more like with two hands. It's kind of more respectful, I think. So like when they're drinking or you're receiving, like, for example, if you receive like a business card, so I know you take it, you look at it, and then you put it in the wallet. But in Israel, if you receive a business card, you're like, nice. Puts it in the pocket, kinda. I think like that. So like how we receive stuff is really different because we don't pay attention. For us, it's like, okay, like, okay, that's nice, like we got it. But in Korea, it's more like, oh, thank you, like that. More gratitude, I think. That's the difference. In Korea, when they drink, so usually like they give the thing with two hands. Like when from what I saw in K-dramas, don't judge me. Like, so when the boss like or something gives out the soju or something, so they hold the cup with two hands usually. Or like when they give the soju, they like give it with two hands also. Whereas in Israel, there's not that much drinking culture and there's not like all those 술집 별로 없어요. 그래서 if I were to imagine, then Israelis would just probably like with one hand do that because it doesn't matter. Like it doesn't play such a difference in how we think about that. 아, 내 친구 그거 한 번 했어요. 근데 그 친구 외국인이에요. 그래서 내가 처음에서 너 뭐예요? 이렇게 너무 놀랐어요. 너무 이상했어요. 왜 너 그렇게 해요? 내 친구 이렇게 this you need to do is very like disrespectful because the one we're drinking with is like an older person, so it's better if we do it like this. I was like, okay. Like that. It was like very weird experience to me, kinda. But yeah, that was like the one time I saw it in live action. So the thing that I would have liked if Israel had it is kind of the respect for elders in the subway or in the buses. Like the fact like that they're not sitting there. That thing I would like to adapt to Israel. That like even if there's like a lot of people and there's nowhere to sit, only like in the elder's chair, it would be like better if they don't sit, I think, because just not doing that is showing that you have a certain respect even if the person is not there. Like, I mean, if it's like 1 hour ride, okay, you can sit there, but if it's like you're riding like only 10 minutes, so it's better not to sit in the places. That's what I think, like in case elderly comes, because it's uncomfortable. Like if someone asks you, can you please stand up, like I want to sit because like I'm older or something like that, or I have a problem. So it's better just if they don't sit there from the beginning. That's my. So today we talked about the Korean manner versus Israel manner, and yes, there's like a lot of differences because Koreans are more about respect and Israel is more about casualty, kinda. So yes, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe and comment, and I will see you on the next video. Bye bye!